Welcome to the Art of Pilates. I'm here today with Rocco, personal trainer and Pilates instructor, and I am Louise Taub. Today we're going to be talking about rituals, the importance of rituals and exercise.
Hi Louise, hi everyone, how are you?
Yay.
How are you going?
Yeah,
Going
I'm
well?
good. I'm
Good,
good. I'm
good,
very
good,
well,
good.
thank you. Yes, very excited to have you here on the show today.
Thank
And
you.
also, we want to let you know that we are going to be posting a meditation from Rocco as the next podcast after this one, so that you'll have something to kind of look forward to and a little bit of a different slant on the podcast as well.
And finding
So-
your zen, inner zen.
Exactly. So, Rocco, what are your exercise rituals, or even just your wellness rituals? Can you give us a few examples?
Yeah, so basically I've been practicing this for many years, ever since I learnt yoga when I was 14 years old. I wake up in the morning and I have my glass of warm water and lemon, half lemon juice, just to aid with my digestive system, and you just feel cleansed. Straight away I do that. Then after I light a nice ginger candle and start my stretch routine. And I think of three things that I appreciate that I'm grateful for. Because when you're grateful for something, you have more good things coming into you. I don't watch the news. I have my wellness ritual, and then I go outside on the balcony, check my little plants, and have some fresh air for 10 minutes, because that would add oxygen to your lungs and your bloodstream, and that will put you in a good mood for the morning. So, and I've got those four things: the water, lemon, a little stretch, the gratitude, and the fresh air. And then I'm ready for my day, have my smoothie. And then after sometimes you got your mindset, so should I go outside for a walk or run if it's gloomy? But I do it because I know I'm going to feel amazing afterwards. I'm a morning person, as you know, and these rituals, it's taking me years to become automatic in my head. So if you're out there and you're thinking, oh, I can't do this, I'm not a morning person, it generally, with studies, it takes about 2 months to change into a good habit, and it'll be like brushing your teeth. You won't even think about it. So,
And do you think rituals, if you have a ritual for exercise, that it makes you more motivated to do the exercise? So
it does, yes. It's like the 30-second mind game you got in your mind. It's like, should I do it? Should I do it? You know, you got two people on your shoulders saying, oh, sit down, let's watch Netflix, or should I go to an exercise? Listen to the good one, because you're going to feel better for the day. It will set your mind. And if you've got kids working from home and homeschooling at the moment, it can be quite stressful. So just get that 20 minutes on your own, your headphones, and get someone to look after your kids, obviously, your partner, or just grab them with you as well. They can go for a little run. So I think it does put you into a good mindset. So what's your intentions for exercise, like your ritual?
Oh, if my rituals, I used to have a ritual for Pilates where you put on your Pilates grip socks, but now I don't do that ritual so much anymore. But I think it's really nice to start off with the slow, deep breathing. And also, if you do set an intention, like in a yoga class, quite often people will the instructor will let you set an intention of like love and kindness, or your breathing, or openness, and that sets the intention for the whole class. So I think it's really nice to set an intention for a Pilates class as well. So that could be as simple as the intention for this class is I'm going to become stronger,
Yes.
or I'm going to improve my health for the benefit of my kids, or I'm going to improve my health and strength so I can live longer and am less likely to fall, or I'm going to have stronger bones, stronger muscles, better muscle tone than I had, say, in my 20s or 30s. So setting an intention, it's almost like setting a goal for the session, but not quite as full on as a goal, a little bit more. I think it makes you more mindful.
A bit more gentle as well.
Yeah, so it's more mindful, and then you're probably going to enjoy the session more because you'll be thinking about what the benefits of that session are. Like if it's a session that's just about breathing and improving your breathing, so each exercise you're thinking of the breath, then it can be quite meditative and it has a lot more meaning. And I think rituals do give us more meaning in our lives. So having those rituals, I think, is really important. And I love your ritual of lighting the candle as well, because that's almost like, it seems so spiritual. So yeah,
I got that from my yoga instructor when I was living at Henley Beach in Adelaide. I used to go to a community yoga centre when I was 14, believe it or not. So and back then that suburb was a bit more hippie, and it was pretty chilled. And the yoga class really helped me get in my zen, and it helped me with the meditation as well. Just lighting up a candle and just looking at the wick and just concentrating on your breathing, as you said, and the smell as well, because we're home more during this, lockdown, as I don't like the word, but you want some nice smells in the home. Might be a new smell like a ginger or rosemary candle. Get an organic one online, and it just makes you feel like in a little resort when you do your Zoom Pilates class or yoga class. And that nice smell and feels like you're looking after yourself. I know it's something simple, but it's just that ritual and that water cleansing your tummy before you go to the bathroom. And the fresh air, I think that's the one that helps me a lot. So the outside.
Absolutely.
And the tip is obviously with the mask restrictions, if you're doing cardio, running or power or fast rollerblading or riding your bike, you don't need the mask. So you need the mask when you start and when you finish, and that can be your cardio ritual. 30 minutes and you get some fresh air. You're on the bike track,
and it's quite exhilarating too.
And it's like, I've looked after myself, because the mornings, not everyone's a morning person, but things happen. Like your work or kids or a neighbor might, you might disagree with something, but if you do something good for yourself in the morning, ritual, you've looked after yourself. And those things that may bother you in the afternoon, it's like, whatever. And it's like, I've done my wellness, and you don't take it to heart too much. So you're more grounded. And,
exactly.
And you don't let them win because they're taking your energy away, just because they're not in the right mindset, or you got control of the way you react. So,
exactly.
And that's what the rituals do. It puts you in the right mindset.
Yeah, in the right headspace. It's interesting, especially the one with the candle, because I did this last week. When I was working at the computer, I'd light a candle. And when that candle was lit, I knew it was time to start working. So I was so focused working with I think you said, like, light a candle. Yeah. And I was so focused, and it's a crackling candle, so it has a very soothing sound. And then when you blow the candle out, it's like, that's the end of the work session. Yes. So that's a really fabulous ritual that I'm trying to incorporate into my daily life now, because it gives me some structure. And I think rituals can really give us a lot more structure now. And especially because we need structure so much more, because quite often our days are so unstructured with not, having the normal meetings and day-to-day events that we have, although you can have all the Zoom meetings and, we can do the Zoom Pilates classes. Yes. But it's really nice to have that as a ritual, like the candle ritual. I love it.
And my smoothie ritual that you do as well, like I have a cherry and raspberry with a bit of green powder, almond milk smoothie in the morning after my stretching. And I thought, I've got my greens, I've got my fruit all in a smoothie, and I feel good. I feel like I'm looking after myself. I know it sounds blasé or simple, but it's just those simple things that build. And then after, you can do your Pilates class or yoga class, Zooming, go for a walk, and you feel like you're really looking after yourself during this time, which we need to mentally and physically. So.
Absolutely. And also, like, the thing about what was I going to say? The whole thing about having a coffee. Can a coffee be part of a ritual? Because, quite often the ladies will go out and they'll have, like Catalina will go out and she'll have a coffee and her girlfriend will have like a smoothie. Yes. So can that be part of the ritual? Because sometimes I have one of my clients, when she came here, she'd go off to like the Dana's cafe and have like all these cakes after Pilates, and that was kind of like a ritual.
Bad ritual. It's a bad
That's
ritual.
Not a good ritual. That's like a bad habit. That's a bad habit. That's not a ritual, because it doesn't add more meaning.
She can't help
Or
herself. She's got bad habits. But don't we all sometimes? But the ritual with the coffee, um, just like a little coffee or your own, if it's one, if you have three, that means you're addicted. But one little coffee in the morning, that's sort of nice. You got to have some things to look forward to, or going to your local cafe with your mask on and getting your coffee. Supporting local businesses, as we said in our previous podcast, is important.
yeah.
And it's a nice ritual. But if you're having that coffee and a muffin, then you have to go for a run afterwards. So that's weekend rituals, that's having the balance. So basically the smoothie can be a ritual because it's a nice habit, it's good for you. But, the desserts are more for a weekend treat. Otherwise, it's too sugary and you feel a bit flat. You go through a high, and that's not good for you. So I've cut down my coffee and I went to a beautiful tea shop, and I've got this licorice and lemon and ginger tea, and I've got a nice teapot, and I heat it up and I let it set, and that's my ritual, and that's good for you. It's caffeine free. So I suggest maybe change to the nice tea, herbal teas. And, the Japanese culture, they've got that beautiful Zen, their teas and their beautiful gardens and their Tai Chi. So they
And
know what they're
Rooibos tea
doing.
is so nice as well. That's African tea, but it is so, like, I just love it with a little bit of cinnamon because
Yes.
it's so warming. Like, it just warms you up and it makes you feel good. And then you have, like, maybe that can set up a trigger for a ritual of, okay, after I have this tea, then I'm going to be doing my stretches and starting out with good intentions for the day. So
Yes.
I think when you have a ritual, if you set one action up that leads to another action that leads to another action, I think that can be really fabulous way to keep you on track with your exercise as well. So,
Exactly. It's like having your group class ritual once a week. At least, you're going to Louise's class, you tick it off, and that's sort of a ritual, nice ritual, and that's good
yeah,
to your body. Or my strength class, which people got routine, but I find if people overdo it, it becomes a habit. It not becomes a habit, it becomes a chore to do too many
yeah,
classes. So if they do one or two classes a week, plus their own nice walking on their own, I find that works well for them. So, but those morning rituals are going to help you go into your class because you're more motivated, and you don't feel so flat. So
exactly. And I love the whole kind of lemon in hot water ritual because lemon actually does give you a zing. Like, it's full of citric acid. Like, it's not good to have lemon before bedtime
no,
because it actually, um, it's kind of a stimulant. It wakes you up. It makes you more alert. So it's a really nice way to start the day, and it's such a cleansing way to start the day, and it's so good for your skin. All that vitamin C.
yes,
So,
yes, of course.
so I do love that ritual of, like, the hot water with lemon in it. I think and it's such a beautiful aroma as well.
Yeah,
And it just makes you more mindful for the start of the day. Like, if you're actually noticing what you're doing and taking time to enjoy what you're doing, I think it's so beneficial. And I love the whole gratitude thing too. Like, I don't know, if you set your mind to just think of just some really simple positive things that you have in life, and you set that as something you do every morning, and that's part of your ritual for the day, like, it's
yes,
almost like a prayer. It's almost like, giving
yeah,
thanks to God. Not that I'm
yes.
religious in any
Yeah, but
way.
it's like being thankful, and you get more abundance of good if you're thankful. You got a warm bed, you got water when you open up, your fridge, you've got food. There's lots of things to be thankful for. You've got free medical. You can go to the doctor now and get a free checkup, or vax, So, you can get, help if you need it, helpline. So there's all these
Yeah,
different services that other countries don't have. Um,
yeah,
so we're quite lucky, and you've got the parks or the beaches or the hills or wherever you are,
yeah,
be amongst
exactly.
nature. And down the track, when the restrictions do ease off, you can bring your iPad if we do our Zooming classes, and you go into the park and do the Zoom class by nature. As you said, Joseph Pilates encourage that exercise in outside vitamin D for well-being. So,
Absolutely.
so you get a double whammy, like a
Yeah,
great
exactly.
feeling. So
Exactly. Yeah, fresh air is so important at the moment. And the gratitude thing as well, like whenever I think of gratitude, I just think of the people around me who I really love and who are in my life. And I'm so grateful for all the help and energy and advice that they give me. Like those people lift me up. And I think it's a really important time now that we stay connected with our friends and family
yes,
and make sure we're kind of, having that as a thought in our head, but also making sure that we actually do connect with them as well, like give them that
yes,
FaceTime call like once a week or something.
yeah,
So
or messenger, like send them a few nice messages or videos. So as you know, I've been running a lot and sending some funny videos to people, and that's helped a lot of people. So I sent a few today, and they said, "Oh, that brought a smile to my Monday," especially if you're rigid and work in an office, in your home office, and you've got a 12-hour day in front of you. That little laughter from your friend can help you in the morning. So
yeah,
sharing the love, a bit of humor.
exactly,
So
exactly.
and yeah, don't take every day too seriously. Like I used to wait for the announcement in Melbourne, the Dan Andrews announcement, and it's about an hour long. It's not really good for you to listen to it all every day. It's not good for my well-being personally. I need to know what's going on, but I don't need to listen to it for an hour. That's just my thing, and it's
Mm.
helped my mental health. And and I bought some new seedlings today to plant out some Tuscan kale and spinach.
Oh,
So, so,
beautiful.
so I just did just an online order, got delivered some seeds, and I'm going to plant them in the balcony. It's a sunny day, and by 6 weeks, I'll have the seedlings, and I can plant in my little veg out garden, and that's going to be a ritual as well. Go and check your garden in the morning. So if you live in a balcony, if you got a balcony, just have a herb garden and water that in the morning, or your plants. I've got lots of plants here, and
Yeah,
they give you good energy as well in your home, oxygen. So it's a
yeah.
filter. So especially Madonna lily plants, they're really good oxygen. These ones here. So
But the flowers are not good for the cats, though. That's the only thing. If you
no,
have cats,
yeah,
you can't
they did.
have that.
I did have a cat. I ate too much of that, so it passed away. No, I'm joking. so,
Oh my God.
so that's why we got up high. So just joking. But yeah, obviously it's not good for animals. But there's other plants you can get as well, which ferns, which are nice as well, which you've
Mm.
got as well in your place. So
Yeah,
so just simple things like that. Don't have to spend a fortune. Seedlings for basil or parsley is only $3, and just set it up in your balcony or your window shelf. You've got fresh herbs as well, so that can be a ritual
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to teaching the meditation guide for our next session, and it's going to be a wake up meditation, and then after next day we'll do an evening meditation and a 3:30 pick me up one, which will be a good one because that's when I'm tired at 3:30. How we
Yeah,
have our cat naps, so
exactly.
get up so
Exactly.
early.
So, Rocco, how can people get in touch with you and what classes do you have available for people to join?
Well, I added a few different classes now because us Melbourne people are getting frustrated with just doing the same thing. So I added a Monday 8 o'clock class. It's a TheraBand class for strength, and that's 8 o'clock for 30 minutes. Then Tuesday I've got the yoga Pilates, so it's stretch and meditation. Thursday and Saturday I've got the just the basic Pilates classes, and I've got the PT classes. And you just Google Rocco St Kilda, and my name should come up. Hopefully nothing bad. But Vita Health and Fitness, and there's a few recipes I always post every week, as you know, some nice recipes. And what about yourself? Like a lot of my clients are after just more of a studio style Pilates, which you offer like 2 or 3 people in the class, which is really beneficial for people that are getting into their rehab exercises and they can't go to the physio. So it's great to contact you
Yeah.
as well. So how can they contact you, Louise?
The best way probably is just to give me a call on 0413 882 726, or else you can email Louise at Taub Pilates, so TAUBEPILATES.com. And yeah, I have a few options for small group classes. I have a standing class on a Saturday, which is great for uh, keeping your balance going. So You know,
That's
from
good.
the age of, from the age of 50, apparently our balance starts to go, or actually, no, from the age of 30. So it's something you have to
Wow.
maintain constantly. So, so that class is great that focuses on that. And then different classes during the week. So if you just give me an email or a text message or a phone call, then we can find out what's the best option for you.
Awesome.
So,
Well, that's great. And my business is called vitahealthandfitness.com, VITA. And there's a few recipes or cookbooks you can download for free if you subscribe to my newsletter. So, but we'll be connected. And obviously you'll put the link down to the podcast so they can just click away and just start moving, guys. Don't wait for the gyms or studios to reopen. Do it now. It's really good for your body. Try our Zoom classes. It'll motivate you and it'll make you feel amazing.
Yeah, and for your mental health as well. You'll love it. Your body will love you for it too.
And our class is small, and you're not just a number. We know your name, and we can see you, and we'll correct you. We're not just a huge corporation that you've got 50 people in a Zoom class. It's only about 5 or even smaller classes sometimes. So you'll get the personal service from us.
Yeah. Great. All right. Thanks so much for your time, Rocco. And
You're welcome.
Look forward to seeing you again.
See you, Louise. See you guys. Have a good one. Stay safe.
Bye.
Ciao.